And we're most distinctly live, and hopefully more wide awake than last night when we screwed up the first time getting the proportions of our drink correctly.
It happens. We had 2 cocktails instead of 1. The second one was much better than the first.
Distinctly.
So, dear friends, welcome to another episode of Drinks with Davids. Tonight, we've been to fondue to our award-winning series of We'll Take a Manhattan. So, for the past several days, we have been exploring the cocktail that is the Manhattan and all its variations. Now, tonight, when we conclude, this is our final variation that has nothing to do with New York City or any of its boroughs or neighborhoods. Tonight's variation is called Remember the Maine. Why don't you type in, do you know what Remember the Maine means? What's that? What is that? I'm going to tell you anyway, so it doesn't matter. But type it in real quick in case you know, because I know there's millions of fans watching right now. I'm going to tell you first, this variation of the Manhattan first appeared in The Gentleman's Companion, which was a book on how to make cocktails in 1939. It was invented by Charles H. Baker. And he thought of this cocktail when he had made a trip to Cuba in 1933, 6 years prior to when he published this book with this cocktail recipe in it. So, the what's the word I'm looking for? I just lost the word. The connection. The connection is...
It is Friday.
When he was in Cuba, he was thinking about the start of the Spanish-American War. And what year was that, Larry?
1898.
1898, that's correct. Just testing you. Because I have it written here on my card by our research department. So, the Spanish-American War, technically the war started when Spain sunk the battleship, the USS Maine. And the battle cry of the United States during the pathetic Spanish-American War was, Remember the Maine. So he was in Cuba, he thought of Remember the Maine, he made this cocktail. Now the odd thing is, it has nothing really, the cocktail has nothing to do with Cuba or Spain or Maine. I think he just was drinking a Manhattan.
He'd already had several of these.
He'd had several Manhattans, and he said, you know, if I had one more ingredient, I'll have my own cocktail, which is the way how it goes. So, you start in your stirring pitcher because Manhattans are always stirred, never shaken. And you start by making a Manhattan. 2 ounces of bourbon.
A good double shot.
Bourbon. And then, just like you're making a Manhattan, you add sweet vermouth, 3/4 of an ounce.
Not 3/4 of an ounce of chartreuse.
That was not so good.
Not so tasty.
And then he added some cherry Heering. Superfan Mead pointed out it's not cherry herring, they don't rhyme, it's cherry Heering. And you add 2 teaspoons, which I'm going to guess is, I don't know what, 1/4 of a shot, you think?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, sure, why not? That looks about right. And there you go, Remember the Maine. Now, get your social distancing spoon and stir it up. Now, here's something I have found. When you're making drinks in a pitcher, like tonight, I put too much ice in there, and it's not as easy to stir. But I'll manage, don't you worry.
It'll all come out in the wash.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna like that. So then you're gonna need a chilled cocktail glass. Come in for the pour. Yeah, the cherry Heering makes it a much darker amber color. There we go. Now, also, unlike a Manhattan, no, you did put this in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just like a Manhattan.
Unlike a green
okay,
point.
Let's start all over. Ha! Not hardly. Just like a Manhattan, you add a cherry garnish. All right, time for the taste. It's very good. Frankly, I'm going to be honest. I don't taste the cherry liqueur at all. It tastes like a Manhattan. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
So, tune in next week because who knows what the heck we're going to be doing. Remember the Maine and have a good weekend. Good night.
Bye for now.